All right, y'all. Welcome back to Commission Reviews, the queen of reality TV. Let's do a quick little disclaimer, and then we're gonna keep it pushing. The views and opinions expressed on this channel are those of this channel and are for entertainment purposes only. Do not try this at home, and don't whine in the comments when you don't like. Yeah, I don't. Okay, people around me don't care either. But I ain't gonna just speak for DJ Smooth. I'm pretty sure she doesn't as well.
I don't.
So, okay,
God
period. So
bless him.
DJ Smooth was in the building. We were talking about somebody's son, hashtag somebody's son, a new show on OWN Network. I literally just watched it today. People hit me up and saying, "Girl, you talking about this show?" I said, "Let me go and check it out and see what it's talking about."
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so initially, I'm not gonna do a recap everything. We're gonna just jump in it. And so for me, I wanted to do a little research and look up, the people from this particular episode, and I ended up finding all the ladies and Josh. The only one I didn't find was the auntie, but I didn't look for her as well. But
Her name is
so Josh,
Oma.
oh my, but Josh, the NFL Nigerian, and
Mm-hmm.
I hate when they label people like that because his accent's not even heavy, but you know what I'm saying. But anyway,
Yeah.
no shade, not shade, but you know what I'm saying about the label. Like, okay, it's just like say, okay, Smooth Houston, you're more
Yeah.
than that. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, so we got the ladies here, and I know I'm gonna say your name incorrectly. Is it Tamaris? Is that how you say? Because the double R and all that. Tamaris. Then we have Lexi, and then
Martha.
Martha. Yes. Okay. So and Chambriel.
Mm-hmm.
Chambriel. Is it Chambriel? I know it's Chambriel, but I don't know if it's Chambriel. I don't want to say
Chambriel.
Chambriel because my name is Kamisha. And I tell you that nobody ever says my name that way, even when they're doing this blogging thing. Nobody ever says that. That's how you say my name. But they said Kamisha because it's easier. I just move on. I'm tired of that fight. I'm tired of fight. so anyway, let's talk about this whole concept. First of all, this is a new thing, right? Um, you have the mother or auntie or family member or matriarch the family, whoever how you want to say it, is actually there to be like not the third wheel, but I forgot how he posed it. What did he
The
say?
guide.
No, it was something else he said. What do you have a person to go to the bar with you? You have your partner with you.
Third wheel.
No. To help
Uh,
you when you're getting dates. I cannot think of the name.
Wingman.
Yes, he tripped me out when he said something similar to that. But they really are the wingman. Okay. Nothing wrong with it. Different, I will say, and I'm gonna ask you your opinion about that as well, mama. But it's a new show, it's a new thing. I'm not gonna trip about it.
Yeah.
So the ladies are coming in not knowing that in the back somebody's watching, which is the mother, watching to see how the ladies are coming in, what they're doing, wearing even, and to make their own decisions, whatever it might look like. Again, this is also new for them, you can tell.
Right.
But so the ladies, when they first walk in, the first thing I'm saying is, Lord have mercy. Because I mean, okay, it's not a judging thing or anything, but just thinking about it, you're coming to meet a man, you're not thinking that family is watching as well, right? So
Right.
he's the NFL guy. One thing, he's not talking about the NFL part, which I actually understand it, but kind of don't. Lexi has two kids. When she mentioned that, I saw his face and the auntie's face slash mom's face. No one
Mm-hmm.
liked that. And as a mother myself with boys, if I was in a situation like this, I probably would wince as well, but not completely rule her out as a contender or whatever you want to say. Tamara's was one I thought that I could see a potential.
Mm-hmm.
When I first saw Martha, even though she came with the African, I wanted to hear what she had to say because that doesn't mean anything just because you come in with an African outfit on that you may not be compatible to chemistry or whatever. So I wasn't taking none of that, it's just whatever. And then as far as Chambrel, her outfit when she came in with the shorts, the first thing I said was, "Girl, if only you knew Auntie was looking at you, and ma'am, she's not pleased."
Yeah.
So from your initial watching the concept, ladies walking in, give me your first initial thoughts, and we'll start digging into the whole thing.
Child, I was like, okay, I like the concept of it because as a mother of grown sons, I'm all in their business. I am. So I concur. However, I see why they put Oma in the back because it gave the ladies they didn't know they was being watched, so they let a lot of their guard down. Right, from the way they dressed, how they was acting. Martha got on my nerves initially, like out the bat with the fan, and she thought that because both of them have a Nigerian background, that she was the front runner.
Right. Right.
Yeah, and it was her whole attitude was very off-putting. I mean, she was a beautiful girl, but
Yes, she was.
her attitude was ugly. So when you're inside ugly, it don't matter what your face look like.
Right. She just it was giving entitled, I think what it was with her, and that was some of the issues I was having with her. But what I okay, as far as let's go into the Lexus situation. And the reason why we both can talk about this with both mothers, all the
Hmm.
things. I was a single mother one time myself. And to me, it's like this. And I get it when some people say, oh my God, they got kids. In 2025, it's gonna be very difficult to find
Yeah.
somebody who doesn't have a child. Not saying that's not possible because I know it is. There are people who do not have children, but there are a lot of America. There's someone who has a child, something. So to me, it's like, are you trying to say that a single mother or father who have children are not allowed to find love? And that's the kind of the narrative that's getting put out there to America. Like, oh, they got a kid. Nah, I don't want my kid dating that person. Why? So I want to get into that. We can cover, like I said, we can cover both sides. We can cover
Yeah.
from being a mother raising kids to
And single, yeah.
and they also having being a mother of a grown son who may come to you like, mom, she got 2 kids. You see what I'm saying? So I want to start with you with that, and you give me your thoughts, mom, and I'll give mine after.
Okay, so I mean, I definitely agree with what you're saying as far as it's difficult, and a lot of single fathers and single mothers are judged, But
Right.
I was watching Joshua. He is not ready for no ready-made family. He's
Mm-hmm.
not like that. Immediately, he like jerked back,
He
like the
did.
girl slapped him or something. So it wasn't
Mm-hmm.
so much on Omar, as it was him, because he was looking at Martha's outside. He really wasn't listening to what she said. And Omar, that's why Omar was there, because apparently Joshua, this is my take, uh falls for the package instead of understanding, what come along with it. And that gets him in a lot of
Trouble.
issues, yeah, with a lot of women.
Okay.
And then as far as him not revealing that he's a NFL free agent, I definitely understood that, because a lot of young ladies hear NFL, oh, he rich, he got.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, you need to understand what a free agent is. That means he's not on a team.
At all.
He goes to training camp, and his check is not the same as
Mm-hmm.
somebody that's signed. So, yeah, his spending capabilities might be nice, but they're not what we typically expect from an NFL player.
Right.
So so that's why she told him, to not tell them that he's an NFL player, because she wanted to see, like, if you tell him you're an entrepreneur, in 2025, entrepreneur doesn't necessarily mean that you are financially stable. That means you trying to find something safe to do.
So for me, what I'm gonna say about the 2 kids and Lexi, I felt like the reason why I mentioned Oma is because it was both of the reactions for me. I took that both into consideration because the show was about the son's opinion and the mom's opinion. So
Yeah.
when you mentioned the children, yes, he did jerk back, and that was my initial thought, but I also saw hers, and it was a concerning face. As far as like, I'm not too sure. And again, I agree with you. I don't think that he really even wants that in his life right now. 2 children, one child is also rough, but you're coming in with 2 kids. I don't have any of my own, and I'm still kind of out here a little bit. So yeah, I do agree with you about that part. I don't think he's ready for it. I just think that's just a lot right now. I
Right.
don't know. As far as what was the last thing you said? Someone want to talk about the last thing you said. You talked not about them two, but something else.
The NFL free
Oh, the
agent.
NFL. Okay. So I'm also agree with you with that part, because I feel like if that was my kid, I would say, look, just play it cool. I'm not saying I want you to lie to her the top lights to him the entire journey, but in the beginning, let's keep it cool and see how they look at you, just a regular business owner or just going to work, whatever it might look like. You show profession you chose,
Right.
and then see the real is what I'm saying. I did like that part. So
I
I
mean,
did.
look at it, because even when he said, because they asked him, like, what do you do? Right.
Mhm.
And he was, I'm an entrepreneur, and then he talking about Fashion Week. All 4 of the ladies was like, okay, can you expound on, they
Yeah.
didn't tell him, but in a confessional, they're like, we needed him to elaborate,
Right.
like, what exactly do you do? Like, so that got the reaction, the requested the reaction that they wanted,
It is.
So I agree. I mean, off the bat, you got to be careful with, divulging too much information, because Omar wants to make sure that the woman that she helps him choose is genuinely here for him and not
Right.
for who he is or what he has or what he can do.
Hmm. So I also want to talk about Chambriel shorts because I'm pretty sure it's probably was trending a little bit last night. Now look, she came in there for her man. I love how she clarified it. I came in here to meet my man, and I was coming here to represent me. This is what I do when I want to get my man or whatever,
Mhm.
attract the man. Hey, do you? That's how you feel. I don't think she would have worn that same outfit if she knew Omar was going to be there. I
Right,
just don't think, to me, the way she carried herself through the whole episode, there was more to her than just an outfit.
right.
I just don't think that she would have worn that. If Omar was there, she's just like, look, I'm hot and popping. I'm wearing my shorts, period. And I was like, look, if you feel comfortable wearing that outfit and nothing ain't flobbering out and it wasn't, do you? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and even with the young lady saying, well, like the Martha girl, like you couldn't get. She probably looked at her like, oh, I know she going home. I'm from the same area or whatever, and look at her shorts. And it's crazy how things turned out. And we'll continue.
Right.
Give me your thoughts about her outfit and coming to meet them.
I do think it was a little risque for
Okay.
an initial meeting. Like y'all are strangers, you kind of gotta treat that dating like an interview. Like, you know what I mean? You want to put your best foot forward. You want to make a good impression. And I mean, I didn't really have too much of a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I wish the romper would have been a little longer,
Mm-hmm.
not exposing any booty cheeks, but that's me.
Not that booty
But what I definitely noticed was when she found out that Omar was in the back,
exactly.
the shame that came on her face. So she got some good home training from somewhere, from
Right.
somebody.
That's what I'm
So I'm
saying.
not too worried about her outfit for next time.
Right. Like I said, I get what you're saying. Would I wear an outfit like that, even if I was a size two? Probably not. But you know what I'm saying? She's younger, and this is what they wanna wear. And I also understand what you're saying. But the first meeting a guy, would you wear that outfit in 2025? That outfit would be okay for a woman to first meet somebody. I'm saying as far as the generation. You know what I'm saying? Probably for our generation, that would be a no. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. So I think it also got something to do with that as well. But that's just my opinion about that. But I do want to get into the Virgo situation. I'm talking about the signs, then the whole unfaithful conversation came up. Well, he kind of just broke it down. Like, look, my younger days, I cheated. I learned a lot from it and whatever. And some of the women responded, but I think it was Chambriel who really respected what he did and what he said because he actually, admitted it. He wasn't trying to hide it or anything like that. And I have to admit, to be so young like that and to come out, he wasn't trying to be like, most men would be like, oh, I never did that. He was like, no, I messed up. I had a hard lesson to learn, and he told the story and everything. So I did like that. What are your thoughts about that scene?
That garnered a lot of respect, from both when me watching both of the babies,
Mhm.
because it takes a lot of courage to come in front of some strangers and say, hey, I messed up, and I took the time to do the work on myself and I learned the lesson. But on the flip coin, it also
Mhm.
takes a lot of courage to receive that, because we don't know these ladies' real background. We don't know what they've gone through, you know.
Right.
Um, like apparently it must be hard out there in them streets to be dating if you want to show. I'm just saying. So I mean, it took a lot. It took a lot to, because I mean, I know for me, if you act, I mean, well, the old me, like if I was their age,
Right.
when you came out the gate and you said you cheated before, when I tell you, me, the dirt and my shoes would have been out that door.
Look.
Pew.
Never been anybody. That'd have been anybody. I mean, like what you're saying is true. Anybody would have, anyone would have heard that and be like, I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna deal with this at all. So I 100% agree with you about that. That the ladies had to also receive it, and that's why I said I'm not sure about the other two, but Chambriel, she really received it because she really was talking about it. She felt like she respected what he said. She liked that he came out with it. So I don't know. I just feel like they all received it differently. The other two just stick big on that much. We just don't know what was said. But
I
let's
think
get
Lexi, I think it affected Lexi a little weird because one,
okay.
she has two children,
Hmm.
and the other ladies, they didn't mention they had any kids. So when you're dating and you're a single parent, you also have to take into account how that person, will affect your children. So I think him saying that, I don't.
Oh well, I
I
get what
think
you're
she got
saying.
two girls. I think she's got two girls.
Yeah, I think so. Yes. Yeah, two daughters. Two
Yeah.
daughters. I
So
wrote down.
when you bring, a man that has had that kind of background around your daughters, you know, this is the male figure or male role model that's going to be a part of their life. You have to think about, are you teaching them to accept a man that's disrespectful, or what am I showing my kids? Like, what am I
Mm,
teaching my daughters?
right.
Like, you can't just accept anything. So you have to be very selective.
Oh yeah, of course. Especially if you have girls like that. That's
Right.
automatic like that.
Yeah.
I 100% agree. But what I also wanted to say is about the Martha, because Martha, I wrote down here right
Oh,
after that. I said she came in and was with the fan, and she came in with like I'm above everybody
yes,
before
girl, a
before
stank attitude.
and I was just like, I don't. Oh, before we get to that, we'll talk about. I'm sorry. When they mentioned the part about don't go to bed angry. Now I know that's an old saying, right? Sometimes that's not possible, and I think it's look. I wanted to really talk about this because I said, look, I think it's cute, and I'm not saying something you shouldn't follow if it's possible, but in reality, sometimes it's not going to. You might have been arguing from the morning, cup of coffee and burnt eggs and bacon, whatever with all it be some small stuff you know it is, or the tissue roll, whatever the stupid thing was from that morning.
Yeah.
Y'all might have been having a drug out argument the whole day, so you may go to bed angry or not happy with each other, whatever it might look like.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? I want to know your thoughts about that because that tripped me out with I don't want to go to bed. Girl, what? It's not going to always be that way. It's real life.
Are you talking about Chambrel?
Yes. I mean, I get what she's saying, but girl, to me, it's like realistically, it may not go that way. You might
Right.
be so hurt and pissed off that you might just say, Bum, I'm going to bed just like this. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think that if you're in that situation, I think you should try your best to come to some type of resolution, because what you go to bed with is what you wake up with. And as a couple, as your partner, you want to, it's not about accusing each other or finding blame. It's about finding resolution so that y'all can move forward together. So I understand what she was saying. And like I said, it was just episode 1. They didn't really give the ladies too much time to delve into who they are.
Mhm.
But just off the rip, like, I could tell Chambril has been through things already. And I want to but she's what, 27, 28?
Something like that.
Yeah, she's 28. She's the same age as Joshua. So, and for us, that's young. But in today's time, 28, they've already gone through,
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure.
they've already
Mhm.
gone through certain things. So I mean, maybe that's her learned lesson from her past.
What I will say about her, I feel like that she has more organic energy with Josh than
I
the other
agree.
two. When I see them together, it's natural. Everything she does, how she moves, and I agree with you. I do. She feel like she probably has a lot of life experiences that she has that has formed who she is.
Right.
She's young, but I just feel like her and him. The young thing is kind of crazy. People always say I'm young, doesn't mean thing, whatever. But her experiences may make up for a lot of that, and I feel
Right.
like that her and him kind of just match the way they laugh and have and I'm still beginning like the very first episode, but just from what I've seen, sometimes natural organic energy is a natural thing, and the other girls I don't see that. I just don't see it. So
Tamara, she got too much. I mean, it's something.
I don't know what.
It's like a real stankalank.
Oh no, I'm not. Well, not for me. I don't know what. I don't think she's opening it up enough.
Yeah, that's what I
In my
mean by
opinion.
stankalank. Like,
Oh, okay.
it's an air about her that it's coming off real disingenuous. Like, I really feel like she was saying, like, when they was doing the icebreaker, she was saying things that she thought Omar wanted to hear and not so much Joshua. Whereas Martha was saying things that Joshua wanted to hear and not so much Omar.
Okay, so let's talk about Omar coming out, and everything. And of course, her
Mm-hmm.
meeting the ladies and everything else. And they have this intimacy conversation. And right in front of the moms, I thought, like, I don't know where these questions are coming from or whatever. But anyway, talking to front of the mom about how much they're going to be with Josh in the bed. I'm like, child, if I'm sitting here, I'm like, look, I know it's a TV show, but I don't want to hear it. So wrap it up or something or talk. I don't want to have this conversation. This is not going to make me decide, whether or not I want this woman with my son. So I just didn't. That whole scene was kind of weird. Then Martha's response was also weird. I was like, "Girl, that was a red flag." I submit to you. I'm going to do everything. Like, girl, what? That don't even look. Okay,
that answer wasn't for Joshua. That answer was for Omar. That's why it didn't land the way she thought it was gonna land.
No, Josh didn't like it. Neither did the auntie, because he was at that point. I think Josh was over Martha.
Everybody was over Martha. Her and the damn thing.
But I'm saying, as far as the suitor, he was over it.
Yeah, but see, me as a mother of adult kids, I get in their business. So I want to. I mean, I don't want to know like the nitty gritty, but things that's going to affect your tomorrow. Yeah, I need to know. I want to know. So I understand why they I don't know where them questions came from either. I think Joshua might have I don't know whether it was production or what, because they didn't even know they was doing the icebreaker.
Right.
I thought that was janky with that little ugly iPad, but we'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, I think that it was designed to throw everybody off guard. And yeah, I mean, well, it doesn't matter how many times that they intimate. I mean,
well, I just feel like the icebreaker was something for the mom to get to know them because of what they had coming up next. And that's just my opinion about it, because I kept feeling like, I feel like it was being kind of rushed. The first initial meeting of the ladies talking to him, I thought was cool. Without her watching from the side, I love that whole thing. And even bringing her in the midst of it, cool, that's whatever, letting them know what's going on. But the icebreaker to me should be taken out, unless you're gonna do an icebreaker with just him and the three girls and the mom watching. Then I say keep it, but not with the mom sitting there. I just didn't, because you see, like you were saying before, if the ladies are doing an icebreaker and they don't know mom is watching, their guard's going to stay down and they're going to be more natural. But if Martha have answered that way, if she knew that Omar was sitting there, let's be clear. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. So I to me,
been talking about some damn toes.
Who knows? But the point that I'm trying to make is that you would have saw more real,
right?
The ladies, and then this I'm trying to impress the auntie, mama, whoever, the person in your life that's your mother, parent, whatever.
Right.
You're gonna be different, and that's a natural human behavior. So I'm just saying they should switch that up. Don't have her sitting for icebreaker, have her watching. The only one should know about it is the suitor.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, because it definitely threw a clink in the like the whole energy shifted when she came out. Folks started adjusting their posture and sitting up straight, and Chambrel pulling the shorts out of booty. Like it was.
Oh wow.
It was a different. It shifted. Because initially it was the ladies that were leading with a lot of the questions, and then when she came out, everybody was buttoning up. Like, wait a minute, I'm quiet. Hold on. So it kind of got uncomfortable, and it should have been.
No, it should have been, but I think they should have brought it should have been like this. I've been watching y'all the whole time, because to me, as a mom, especially on a show like this, it's gonna be like, oh yeah, hey, y'all doing? Yeah, I've been watching y'all the whole time. I saw this. I saw you whispering by the bathroom. I know that's what I think. It would have been a pizzazz, boop. You know what I'm saying? And then hit him with, like, when she came out, and mom had to be the one to decide the three, who goes home, and three's gonna be going on into the house with the other suitors and the other moms and other girls. I love that to be added in, because then the son really does not have the control over that, and I thought that was a good idea. But like I said, the only part I didn't like is her being there for the icebreaker. The icebreaker was already awkward, and the question was already kind of risky, and it's risque, and to say that in front of a parent, I just did not understand the concept. It didn't make any sense. So
on the other side of the pendulum, I get it, because when in his confessional, that's not his personality to do it 15 times a day. You know what I'm saying? He goes with the flow. Like, he does believe in,
being intimate.
Yeah, he believes in, like, it's organic. Like, if I see you in the kitchen, we want to do fine.
Right.
I'm not gonna fault you for like, the day will progress. And I think that was not conveyed to the lady. He didn't get it. He kind of said it, but he didn't really express it,
Right.
So when somebody asking you, you're again, they were answering questions for Omar. They weren't answering they were telling them what they wanted to hear. That was not the truth or their reality. Because Lex, you got 2 kids. You don't ain't gonna have no time to be humping around all day long. Tell the truth. Hey, we gonna work on it. We'll still, make time for each other. Not, yeah, no.
The whole thing with the kids, and again, I don't know if this environment is the right environment, but I don't know. I don't want to judge too much, 'cause she has children. Is this the right environment for her? When you have children, you gotta take your time.
Yeah.
You can't just, like you were saying earlier, you can't just bring anybody home. So your stakes are way higher than a single girl just coming in, don't have anything but her apartment and her car, job, whatever. So for me, it's like it's got to be taken a little bit more seriously. That's why I say I get it. You all should be allowed to get to know whoever. I'm not saying that they should be limited.
Right.
But girl, think about it. You have more at stake than these other ladies.
Right.
Is this really the place for you to be right now? I'm just being honest. What do you think?
I agree. I mean, because with the other people that's getting ready to come in, like, I don't know. It's a weird setup. I mean, I get the concept, but just it's kind of a weird setup, And then with the mom staying in the house, like she had a problem with that. Girl,
yeah,
you trying to control the show? No, you can't control. This is not going to go how you want it to go. You know what I'm saying? So she's already putting up, roadblocks to the process.
Well, my whole thing is this, and I'm gonna say this: a mom coming in had to make a decision. Girl, it is what it is. Because when she came in, said I gotta make a decision who I want to do. I already knew she was sending Martha home before they even went through the whole humming and humming and the next stage music or whatever. I already knew who she was picking. I was like, y'all can miss me with this. I know good and well she's not gonna have Martha. She'd rather have the girl stay with 2 kids over Martha.
Yeah, the way she was rolling her eyes at Martha, honey, I said if she cut her eyes one more time, them things gonna stay over there.
Look, baby, but then when she left Martha, and then hold on, not Josh saying, and I said, Josh, who you give me a hug? I said, sir, why did you even ask for that? You thought you gonna get a hug after your mama just sent her to the house?
He think he's suave. He because think about it. This whole time she's been in the house, right? Mm-hmm. She's been giving this energy like, I want you. But the matter when it came down to it, and you didn't get selected to stay in the house,
right?
Her true colors came out.
Interesting.
So the lady that got in the truck, that was her true self.
Mm-hmm.
So that's saying when she don't get what she wants, she becomes a little bit of an asshole or a brat. Ain't no grown man got time for that. Ain't nobody finna put up with that. Girl, bye. Go home. Bye-bye.
Or if I would have told my son, don't you ask her for no hug. You be a gentleman, let her into a car, and then you keep it pushing. Don't say nothing else to her. I would have told him that before he went outside. Don't do all that.
Yeah, he kind of should have known better. But again, the message that she put forth was, because this is the massage lady, right? Yeah. I'm gonna massage my men. Girl, shut your ass up.
Jesus Christ. So let's get to the final part, is when she says, I'm moving in. Baby, the faces that dropped. Yes. And that was a natural. They did not know that. You could tell. They was like, wait a minute, girl, what? When you going home, girl. So give me your thought about this. The final part, because to me, this is crazy. Now, I ain't gonna lie.
I laughed. I cackled. I laughed because when I tell you it was almost like time stop. Because you know how they do the record scratch like skirt.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that was missing from that moment. Because when she said that I'm staying in the house, there you go. That I'm staying in the house. That was, and then here come then the some of the true of the true characteristics of them.
Oh yeah, everybody was like,
what you mean? She's staying here. Wait a minute. Where's she gonna stay at? How we going, girl? Settle down, ma'am. Settle down.
Oh, and I would have damn sure would have said, I'm coming in here to stay, and yes, I'm gonna be here at all times, and yes, you got to figure it out. I damn sure would respond just like that before you even ask a question. I'm here. Hello. Get ready.
Yeah, I mean, I like the concept of it. I think this show is necessary.
Mhm.
Because a lot of the dating shows that are out don't have a good
Or compass.
moral compass, right? Or a human filter to help people,
Ah. Mhm, mhm.
filter out, some of those typical patterns that they go after when they're in the dating process. So I like the concept of the show. I think because I was just talking when I saw the concept of it, I read it and I looked it up. I was like, I could do this because I'm all in my kids' business. I need to know what's the problem, what's going on, who is this, where she come from, what she got on, she did what when she meet the kids. Hold
So,
on.
wait. So this is what I'm going to foresee as far as the drama that's going to come very 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 soon down the season.
Mm-hmm,
'Cause, baby, let me tell you something. You have the mom staying there, right? So
mm-hmm.
he's feeling her. Let's say she's not, and it's gonna be more than one mom, more than one son, and more than one girls in this house. So it's gonna be a
Right.
whole lot of shit. So she's not feeling the daughter. I'm sorry, daughters, the young lady, but he feeling her. It's gonna be a problem. Or
Right.
the mom likes her, but he doesn't. That's gonna be a problem.
Right.
Let's go ahead and go between the girls. You got three girls vying for one man. That's gonna be a problem. You're
Mm-hmm.
gonna find out the daughter. I'm sorry, that excuse me, I keep saying daughter. The one of the girls vibe with the mother more. The other girls gonna hate on that. I just
Mm-hmm.
described to you about 5 different scenarios where drama is going to happen and tears and flowing and get the camera off my face. And
I seen in the previews, I seen some locking, some lip locking
yes,
amongst them. So that's gonna be a problem.
it is. You correct. And then somebody gonna be hating and jealous. And who knows? I don't know if it's gonna be some hands touching, flying. I don't know, but it could go there because you got these girls competing.
Yeah. Let me ask you something. Do you think Joshua and Omar um relationship is giving like mama's boy?
Um, a little bit.
Mm-hmm. That's
I,
gonna be a problem.
yes, and also something else I was getting ready to say. Oh crap, I can't remember. It was something else that I saw in the preview down in the future that's still gonna be a problem, but I'll have to talk about it next time. I can't remember what it was, but all I know is that the concept to me, I feel like it's different and it's good, but I just do feel it's gonna be a lot of drama coming from this because the mothers are gonna be trying to say, "Well, I like her. I don't care what you want." I saw in the preview a mother said
Yes,
that. I'm like, the
yes.
mother said, and you gotta be careful with that. I get it because I'm a mom. I get it. I have two boys, but this, and I might even feel that way. But at the same time, if I say that, I'm gonna push it. It's gonna be a mess. I don't see. That's where I would
I'm not
have
in a
issues.
relationship. Yeah, you have to
Right? I'm
find
not there.
yeah, you have to find a balance. Like
Yes, 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 yes. Say it again.
you have to find a suitable balance. Like, for example, one of my sons has a child with somebody else. Now
Mhm.
he's in a new relationship,
Okay.
right? So yeah, I have a relationship with my grandchild's mother,
Mhm.
right? But I wouldn't have picked her to be married or in a relationship with my son.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Now this
Gotcha.
new girl, I ain't met her yet, and she's already crossed some boundaries,
Uh-oh.
but he's head over heels.
Oh
So
wow.
all I can do is say I said what I said,
Right.
and then I'm off of it.
There you go.
I keep,
Keep
now,
it pushing.
right. If she keep crossing boundaries, then that's gonna be something else.
Right, right.
But that's between me and her, and it's also gonna include my son. So again, you got to find that suitable balance. So I say my piece and then I back off of it.
At the end of the day, I'm gonna say this too. Some daughters will think, and even my mama will tell me stories how women will think, "Oh, I don't care if that's his mama. I'm gonna do what I want." That. Let me tell you something. You might have some sunshine, throw up in the air, and all kind of things, and you might have him for a minute. But let me tell you something. That is his mama, and some kind of way he gonna get back to her, and you gonna be out in the cold because he gonna make sure his mama good, even if he has to leave you to do it. So to me, it's like don't miss a mama's power because you think you got some power between your legs that can make him do da da da. Girl, don't be foolish. Do
Oh,
not
they
be
are.
foolish.
Oh, they
I'm just,
are.
I'm just saying, don't
They
be dumb
are.
and foolish because, baby, I will show you the hard way. Baby, I don't care about none of that. Don't care about none of that. I will swing and knock the crap out of you and wish she would tell me something. I will knock him out too. Wish she would say something after that. Guess what's going to happen to me? Nothing.
Yeah.
Period. Girl,
Yeah.
please. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
you
I mean,
good.
'cause
You know what I'm saying?
I'm going through this currently.
Okay.
So that's why this show hits so close because it's
Oh
close to
wow.
home for me.
Gotcha. Wow.
You know, because I have three sons, all of them grown, but I
Mhm.
have the oldest son that's going through the situation I just previously described.
Right.
And then my
Right.
second son has a wife. He has three children with her. Now, has he made mistakes? Yes.
Of course.
You know, however, me and her, I don't like her mouth. I don't like the way she talk. You not finna talk to me crazy. You not tough. You not about that. So how about this? You stay over there. Cause she like, you called him she called him a mama's boy. And my thing is, no, he loves his mother. However, when there are things that you don't do for him as his wife, and then he calls me, that's where I take tally. I don't forget nothing. For,
Period.
for example, they both got iPhones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mama has an iPhone.
Okay.
The wife has an Apple Watch. Mama has an Apple Watch.
Okay.
Why your husband don't got one? You paying for the phone line?
Mm.
Because when I was married, my husband did not have to depend on his mother for anything.
He shouldn't.
Exactly, because what does the Bible say? Find it the wife, you find it a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all become one. So if he still has to call and depend on his mother, there's a missing link there. To me.
You're right, because my mother, once they got married, my mother took care of my dad, myself, and my sister. It's supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
Once he left his mother's home, and that's how it's supposed to go. But I'm saying, but some girls will take it as offense. Like, say for instance, like you said, you go and get your son an Apple Watch for a young lady to say that he's a mama's boy. Then the question would be, how come you didn't give him a watch? Did you not know he wanted one?
I sure asked her. I say, because this is what if I can afford that, there should be nothing the wife has materialistic wise that your husband should that don't have. You know what I'm saying? Now I could get it. He didn't want one.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't even ask. Like her iPhone is the latest and greatest, same as me. You know what I'm saying? And mind you, she does great as a mother for my grandkids. I
Right.
have nothing to say. I won't let anybody, to include my son, say anything because she do what she got to do. They
Right.
clean, they always healthy, she
Good.
handling the business. But it's that other side that, yeah, you taking care of my grandkids, but you're not taking care of my son. You can't cook, you don't clean, you put trackers on everything. Like some ain't,
Some
some
in the
ain't.
water and
Yeah,
clean.
y'all not equally yoked. And the way they met, I'm like, both of y'all were sleeping with other people. Y'all wasn't even in committed relationships. And then, oops, she got pregnant. And that's
Oh
what y'all,
wow.
right. And that's what y'all base y'all foundation on. So where I see that correlates with this show,
Mm-hmm.
that's why Omar is trying to get down to she's trying
The
to get down
nitty-gritty.
to the white meat,
Yeah.
to the gristle
Mhm.
before, and because apparently Joshua is not strong enough to ask the questions that need to be asked.
Well, it's not even just that. This most of us can say this, and I know Omar's probably a little bit older than us, but even we can say with some of the wisdom that if we was looking at our son, we could say, I'm not a boy or anything, but I was your age at one time. And I know how it feels to be at that age and not be completely done. Like, you
Yeah,
cooking the food, it's not all the way done. You're not all the way done yet, baby. You still, and so I can look at these girls and say, this is gonna be a good time. This might be your future. This is a
right.
question mark. Now you can do what you want to do at the end of the day, regardless of what, because you grown. Like you said about your son, like I said about my own sons. But I'm gonna tell you this because in the future, if this come back and you say, "Oh, mom, I wish you would have told me," no, ma'am, I told you, and you told her to listen to me.
Right.
They always come back. You know they do. They
Yep.
always come back when everything falls short, and it's like, "Oh, I wish you told me. I wish I did what you said." Look, I told you
I
more
told
than
you.
one time. More than once, even
You
before you did it.
you
I
only gonna
told
get
you
3
again.
times out of me, and then I'm done talking. You gotta
Yep.
figure it out.
There you
So
go.
and that's how my oldest son is. He's learning, right? He learned from his previous relationship with his daughter's mother. However,
Mhm.
The new girlfriend, the dynamic is different. He only got one kid. She got 3.
Mm.
Yeah. And I'm like, financially, that's a different picture. I
Right.
mean, and there's like we talk offline, but there's
Right.
other things that makes me uncomfortable with the situation. Like I don't like the way she um tries to push herself into my life. Girl, I don't know you. I don't want to know you right. I don't want to know you right now. No.
Because my thing is this: at the end of the day, if my son was like, I got somebody have 2 kids, I would do like this is a red flag for me.
Right.
I'm not going to judge her because again, I have 3 children or whatever. Even though by the same dad, doesn't matter. The point that I'm trying to make is that I'm thinking about you financially. Can you provide for these children? Are these kids going to be safe with you? Because
Right.
are you ready for all that? It ain't just about really truly to me, like not just about you or her. There are 2 human beings who have no control over any of this that
Right.
you guys make decisions about. Have y'all thought about what's going to affect them?
Right.
Can you handle it? If
Right.
in the middle of the night that kid gets sick and instead you're playing video games till 4 in the morning, you gotta stop doing that. You gotta rush, take him to the hospital, or you about to used to do this certain thing. Your boys will come over, whatever. The kid gotta be about to be to bed. They gotta go to school tomorrow. You can't have all that stuff on loud. Like it's gonna be a lot of things. Are you ready for that? Opposed to having a committed relationship and just a
Yeah.
girlfriend.
And
What
I
do you
think
think
that
about
was
that?
Omar's
Point, right?
right with Lexi, and I kind of felt like she chose Lexi over Martha because Martha's attitude.
I agree.
If Martha would have came in a little bit more authentic, or genuine to who she is,
Mm-hmm.
and not fly in like a damn wombat, with that ugly ass fan, I think, she'd have been received a lot better.
Yes. Yes. I
But what offended
100%.
me is that when she found out that Joshua was Nigerian, she was like, "Oh, we both Nigerian." Then the
Mm-hmm.
first thing out of her mouth in her confession, "Oh, I'm already in there because we both Nigerian."
Yeah.
Girl, you don't sit down.
Yep.
If you understood how many Nigerian men do not pick Nigerian women,
And then on top of the fact, she's not even from where they're from. I know that's from being as far as educated people in my life who's from, different places. Like it means something to them where you're from.
yeah, you're
Like
fine.
it's a lot of different things. So to me, I just felt like she was very ignorant. If you're from there, you're not acting like it. Just a lot of things she was doing. Even she mentioned that she said, I don't know anybody who's from Nigeria women that act like that, who talks about what she'll do to man in the bedroom in front of the mom. And I
Right,
mentioned that earlier. I thought that
right.
was a lot. Nobody was doing that but you. And I was like, girl, mm-mm. So the final thing I'm gonna talk about is when at the end of this whole journey, instead of saying I'm gonna get married to like every other freaking show, too freaking fast, not real life, he said committed relationship. I'll take that.
Right.
I even think that might be too much to be honest. But if your mom is involved with it and she's signing off on it, we might get some success stories with this. What are your final thoughts about this?
I don't know because according to the previews, it's I don't know. I would in a I ain't gonna say perfect world, but I think you would as a woman that's meeting a man. Of course, you want to get along with his mother. I would love that. However, with the time frame and all this, the extra people and the weird dynamic, because I know one of the mother and son dynamic, they don't really get along. Like the mother is very overbearing,
Yes.
and that's already causing strife between the mother and son. So if there's issues between the mother and son, how the mother going? Because she already, because like you said earlier, she said it. I'm doing what I want to do. I like her. I don't care what he wants. That's not how you do that. That's not. So off the rip, you pick up somebody that your son is not connected to, but you're connected. Your connection don't really it matters, but it don't matter as much as his connection. So you're bypassing what he wants. So that's gonna put them in a precarious situation. He's not gonna commit to her. And then when you I don't know if you saw the rest of the previews. One of the babies was on that. First of all, why they got that long ass bridge? I said, golly, where they dropped them off at?
Well, they're trying to do like Ready to Love at the very end of Bridge. That's what I was trying to say. That instead of them saying I want to get married to you, whatever, I felt like for them to come in there and say we're going to have a committed relationship. I said I'm happy they're doing that instead of just saying, "Oh, we'll get engaged tomorrow or get married," like they always
Yeah, that's
say.
not
And never,
realistic. But did
it's
you see
not.
the one where the girl he asked her
Oh, and
and
she
she was
said
like,
she
I
didn't
don't
know.
know.
Right. Well,
I
boy, that's
think that
realistic too.
I think that's the mama has. I think that's because she didn't get along with the mother, or
That
he
might
was.
have had something to do with it. I'm pretty sure it did.
We gonna find out because I got the rest of the names. Of the ones that's coming up. James is next, and then Chad.
Well, I got the press releases out while I'm on the press site, so I know who's coming up next too. I'm just gonna wait. I was like I did this time. I wanted to just see them. The first one I couldn't really get into them until I saw them, so I waited just like I did this time. Now that I've seen them and talked to them, I really want. I'm not talking to them. Sorry, talked about them. I really want to see how they're gonna be in the house with Oma. I think Oma gonna be a lot. I think she gonna hurt my feelings. What do you think?
Of course she is. She was already. I mean, because her facial expression said more than her mouth.
It did.
And I was just like, ooh, girl, why you say that? Like I felt the energy through the TV. Because I sat and watched it when it came on because I really, really was excited because I was like, dang, this has never been done. This is, this is really because like on Ready to Love, of course, they meet the families, but that's closer toward the end when they've already got picked their pair or whatever.
Right. Exactly.
Whereas
I agree.
this is the mother being incorporated into the process at the beginning, all the way through. So yeah, this is I like the concept of it because I was like, man, yep, that's me. Yeah, because I'm in their business. I will till they put me in the ground. I'm in their business because I need to know.
Well, we're gonna see what's gonna happen on the rest of all of this, but we'll be back next Sunday, probably a different time. But we'll be back next Sunday to talk about episode 2 if this Smooth is still available. So, Smooth, what you got coming up on your channel or on your social media? What you got coming up as far as content, whatever you want to talk about?
On my channel. Well, I just in case y'all know, I did create a Facebook group for somebody's son. So y'all go in there, the discussion group. So go in there. I'm gonna see if you need an invite, let me know. But go on there, join that group. Let's get to talking about this show because I think this is a really, really good show. As far as my birthday is Sunday, next Sunday.
All right now.
Hey, chapter 52 on the way.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'll be DJing Saturday. Of course, bringing in Easter at 420. So I'll be going live. But I'll be available next week to talk about somebody's son because I really, really like this show.
Well, I'm off that Easter Sunday, so
we can do it next week.
So I'm pretty sure that they're gonna have an episode unless they're not gonna have. I don't see why they wouldn't for Saturday night. So we can talk about it Sunday, be Easter Day. We can celebrate. You know what I'm saying? Do the whole thing. So y'all come back Easter Sunday, me and Smooth. We'll have another conversation about the new couple. I'm sorry, new couple. Jesus Christ, the new mom and son or whatever, and new girls coming in. And this was only the first episode. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get more spicy as this show keeps going. Anyway.
Hey, did you see the preview where he slammed the door on somebody?
I did.
Out of here?
Yeah, I did. I said, "It's gonna be a lot happening." I said, and the only way they ever get like that is if they came with the mama wrong, and that's probably what ended up happening. Which is stupid.
I think they came at him wrong.
We're gonna see. I look, y'all. Do you hear us say this now? I think that they came at the mama wrong. The mama and them got into it. He was like, I ain't dealing with that. Cause see, that's what push a boy crazy. If they didn't get into it with the mama and the girlfriend, and he tired of everybody, and like get the F out. Just wait. We'll wait.
I mean, but the way he slammed that door and was like, get the F out of here. I think they got into it because Well, we gonna see y'all tune somebody's son on TV every Saturday, 8-7 Central. We'll be here.
I appreciate you guys. About 30 y'all watch at the same time from all different things I had set up. So I do appreciate DJ Smooth. You had your channel as well. So thank you for that. I appreciate y'all. Make sure you hit that QR code in the corner, which is my Cash App. You guys want to check out my Spotify. There's a QR code. So your phone is already out and turn that camera on. Yes. And while you're here, go check out my Apple Podcast. All my lives that I do even today will be on Apple Podcasts tonight. So you guys can follow. I think I'm top 10 as far as podcasters who cover reality TV and being a black blogger at that. So y'all please go follow and everything else. All right, that being said, y'all, we out of here. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know who I am. Y'all know what to do. One thing I want you guys to know, and that nothing that will never change about this, I am the queen of reality TV. Don't get it twisted and don't doubt.